Hi, it's Ashley from Sweet Dreams Bake Shop, and today I'm coming at you with another macaron video. In a previous video, I show you how to make multiple macaron colors from one batch, and I do that in a lot of depth. So if you want to see that video first, then please click the link in the description box. It is graduation season, and I know that a lot of graduation ceremonies are not actually happening right now, but that doesn't mean we can't surprise our loved ones with some special treats. This is the University of Victoria logo, and what I am doing is I am just kind of outlining and retracing what I drew on just some regular paper with some parchment paper over top. I'm using a little bit of a thicker macaron batter because I need to do a lot of finer details. Now, those are supposed to be little birds up at the top, and I know right now they don't look like birds at all, but I'm going to show you the way that we kind of cheat the system by not having to do so much in-depth detail at this point. I'm going to be working on my little earth right now, which I know is probably something that most of you might make in future as opposed to the UVic crest. And this is a really great starter shape if you're just starting out making macarons because it's such a squiggly line shape that you really can't mess this up. I will say that my macaron batter is a tad bit thick for this particular part of the project, so if this happens to you where you feel like you don't really like your macaron consistency that much, then you can just empty your bag and then fold it a few more times with your spatula, or if you're using a whisk, do it that way, and then you can put it back into your bag when it's the right consistency. Whenever you're putting any toppings like sprinkles on your macarons, make sure they're fairly lightweight and make sure that you do it right away after you pipe the batter or else they will no longer stick. Let that piped batter set for a very long time, as long as you can stand it. I let these set for approximately 2 hours. Letting your batter set is really important, and it's a step that you cannot skip. If you do, the texture of your macaron will be completely off. I am filling up all of my macarons with this delicious salted caramel filling. I'm actually going to be putting up that recipe on Friday, so make sure to watch out for that. You'll notice that when I'm filling my macarons, I always make sure to have a little border of icing so that none of my fillings leak out. I created these swirled macarons by putting the 2 piping bags into one bigger piping bag and then piping them at the same time. Remember those birds that we talked about that didn't really look like birds? Well, now is the time to kind of add some definition with some black food coloring and vodka. This is a really great style and technique if you're just kind of getting into making decorated macarons because sketch versions of things can look a little bit messier and the lines don't have to be as perfect. I also just personally think that this line method looks a little bit more university-esque. Or at least when I graduated from university, a lot of my pamphlets seem to have this type of style on it. The recipient of these macarons is an anthropology and environmental science major, so I decided to add in a lot of nature elements as well. And this is probably one of the easiest, most beautiful flowers that you can make. What I did when I piped the macaron was I just blobbed some yellow in the center of a green one. I didn't really care what type of shape I was making because I knew that I was going to define everything with this black. The biggest tip I can give you is make sure that you load up that brush with enough paint so that you don't have to keep dipping back and forth and so that you don't get light gray lines, but a nice definitive black line. You don't have to add these little micro lines, but I just found it was really in keeping with the style that I went with for the logo. I know a lot of people get intimidated with writing of any sort, piping, writing itself with an edible pen, and it can be tricky with a paintbrush as well. Like I said before, really load up that paintbrush, and it is all about making sure that you maintain even pressure as you are doing it. I used quite a light but fluid touch as I was creating this name, and then I went back in to darken up things that I wanted a little bit thicker. To get that M on the blue macaron, I used the wet on wet technique like you would with sugar cookies, and I waited till I got to the end of my batch of macarons that I was piping, because as you go with macarons, the batter gets thinner and thinner. I'm a very jump right in and don't measure things out when I am decorating cookies, which is really strange because in the rest of my life I am very planned. But if you are not like me and you don't want to jump right in, then you can use a projector to do this, or you can also use stencils, which is a great option as well. I actually just don't own that many stencils, or else I would use those as well. If you don't have an airbrush like I'm using, you can easily just paint on the colors using some vodka to thin out your edible gel food coloring. A word of advice whenever you're using your airbrush, just be a little bit more sparing with it. I find too much airbrush color can kind of take over whatever design that you've done instead of enhancing it. These went in the fridge overnight just to make sure that all of that buttercream and caramel was set up. And you can keep these in your fridge for a week, or you can keep them in the freezer for up to 2 months and they will taste fabulous. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you can be part of the Sweetie fam. Right now I'm uploading daily, so make sure that you hit that notification bell so you know when I upload. Bye!